fun approach to do if you have high quality LinkedIn groups to scrape from. So I had this guy on my pod, Lon's a great guy. So I think it's an actual group in which people interact, you know. So this guy definitely has something in which the members are actively interacting, engaging. And with Phantom Buster, you can scrape that group. Um, so Phantom Buster is like $90 a month, right? And you just right now, for example, I'm scraping another guy's post slash groups. And yeah, I chose this group scraper here, this one. And I just had to input the URL of the group. So it looks like this. You put your cookies or whatever, the group you save. Yeah, here I don't think I put any limit. I straight up scraped like 2,000 and then I press save. This group happened to have a bit more than 2,000 members. The outcome was this. So what I need, right, because I'm going to import that into Apollo, is the LinkedIn URL, the first name, the last name. You import that in Apollo here in the import section. And once you import, you add to your sequence. What I want to talk more about, rather than the technical stuff, is the offer. I know I'll get success from that campaign. Why? Because I interviewed Lon on my podcast and I know the guy. I actually booked some other people on his pods and vice versa. So um, that's one. And second, he has an active group, right? So if you pick any LinkedIn group, like 95% of them are shitty groups nowadays. They're spammy and really no one really goes onto these groups, right? So I picked my group carefully. That is the key strategy to that. That is the key strategy to that campaign if you want it to succeed. And of course, you do. So, very important that you do this. The second insight here, guys, that podcasting is a moat. I will keep on repeating it. AIs might replace the best podcaster. Well, I mean, the top 10% here, I would say, of podcasters. It will never replace the one percenters. AI will never replace any human one percenters, right? The Joe Rogans. It will replace most podcasts in 2 years. But till then, we still have a moat. That moat is that you can invite any CEOs and founders in the world on your podcast and have that moat that you make that connection with them back then, right? That human connection, that trust, and that's very important. That opens tons of doors. You know, it's exponential what doors I've opened in the last 2 years, talking to more than 2,000 CEOs on my podcast. Here's a clear example, right? I can use it as an intro. And of course, that was part of my strategy years ago. So anyway, podcasting is a moat. If you can do it right now. Small parenthesis, because that's probably the 60% reason why this campaign will work. Another insight here is that Lon's a very smart guy. He has his ICP well done, you know. He's targeting like folks in their midlife crisis, right? So people that have been in the corporate world, so people with cash money, but people with very, how do you say? Yeah, they are literally burning out. You know, they're in a midlife crisis because they're just tired of doing the same shit over and over again, and the corporate world dictating their ethics and their values, right? And you know that corporate world is pretty terrible when it comes to this. It will just lobotomize someone to death, and turn most people into capitalist zombies, right? Rat racers. Anyway, so these guys are just perfect for me. Why? Because they have cash and they might want to start a business. So, like, I can help them do that with my product market fit methods. I'm an expert at that. I'm one of the best in the world at using AI cold outreach, and they can pay me for that. So they can get a supercharged treatment. I can plug my brain to theirs and give them like literally 10 to 100 years in the future. I can accelerate their trajectory by 10 to 100x, which is incredible, right? So the fit is there. And then I'm like, yeah, if you're seeking to um, launch something, yeah, let's go for new, whatever, and reach product market fit quickly, let's get in touch, right? I'm an Albert myself, and certainly not your typical outreach agency. I usually take equity in my clients after some time. So this I might include my signature because I'm realizing it's one of my unique selling proposition, you know. I'm not like the typical agency. I'm not like, hey, I'll take you, I'll juice you out, and I'll dump you. Like most agencies are like that. Me, my clients, I over filter them, not necessarily because I'm picky, but just they see all my contents and I'm so transparent and I don't give a shit about anything. I don't hide anything. I'm so out there. I might like frisk people the wrong way, and that's okay with me. You know, they'll just discard themselves. They'll miss out on an incredible opportunity. I say that not so humbly, right? But I also say it as a truth. I'm onto so many things that working with me is a real privilege. And if I just put that as a unique selling proposition, my signature, for example, I think most will sort of see how different I am because, yeah, like I care about my clients. You know, I don't want them to leave me unsatisfied. Anyway, so USP if you want, and then we should have a quick call as you probably did with Lon. Lon is big on like a discovery call. That's actually the opening of his LinkedIn groups. Like, let's just take a call. You know, that's him. So I finish with a Lon line if you want, and we're likely gonna vibe. So sort of soft finishing. So let's see how that goes. You guys let me know what you think about that campaign. If you need the prompt, there's no prompt, so I'm just so used to saying that because I always do some AI campaigns. But if you need like the precise steps on the Phantom Buster side of things or the copy of that campaign, you let me know. I still think that some LinkedIn group campaigns can be powerful if you go through the steps that I outlined in this video, aka carefully taking the LinkedIn group and also coming up with a personal line, not some bullshit, not some pure bullshit. We're both members of that group, right? Something deeper. The podcast can provide an excuse and a reason for that, an alibi. So let me know if you have any questions about that. Still bullish on LinkedIn group on my side.